Hey y'all, I am so excited to be here today to discuss how to personalize your home. I think there are points of reflection we can take in our space to give us more meaning, gratitude, grounding in our spaces. I want us to walk through what are the moments and memories in our life that are most meaningful and we want to be confronted with every day in our spaces. I know this is a lot. So today's gonna be a little bit of a therapy session for all of us in a really good way, in a home decor kind of way. So for starters, I'm gonna give you some options. It's gonna be like an a la carte menu and you're gonna choose what works really well for you. Let's get into it. So the first one is art. And when you're choosing art for your home, there are ways we can both get personalized and budget friendly. Two things I really love. So the first one is think about the hobbies that you and your partner, you and your friends, you yourself have that are really special to you. So for example, my husband Sam and I, I'm gonna get a little personal, love to eat out. And we have found that although this is less the case post-COVID, it used to be that really beautiful menus were used at restaurants. So if you have a very special memory, maybe it's the restaurant you got engaged in, maybe it was a really special birthday party with your buddies where you turned a commemorative birthday, take that menu home and you can frame it for art. So just one example of how we can bring meaning, personalized meaning into your space. So if you're looking for a quick way to frame something that is in a regular shape, I would recommend FrameBridge. Not sponsored, obviously, because my channel is small and growing. But FrameBridge is an affordable option for framing online different irregular shapes. So definitely check it out, or you could take it to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and get them to make a custom frame for you. Now, if you're willing to sacrifice some of the length of the menu or something like that, I would always turn you to estate sales, Facebook Marketplace, and Etsy to find those beautiful frames. All right, so that's the first piece. The second piece that you could look for to personalize art from your home are beautiful cards you've been gifted for birthdays, celebrations, and different commemorative experiences in your life, like graduations. If you were to take just a simple card that you've been given and frame it and hang it up, you're going to have that reminder every single day of that accomplishment that you and your family, you and your friends had together that makes you feel connected and brings that human connection into the space. A third option for you for personalizing art in your home would be something like framing letters. So I think this can be really beautiful. Definitely frame letters if there is something that you want to kind of put on display and just remind you of being at home. And then finally, I think a lot of times we are intimidated by using family photos on our walls because we don't necessarily know what family photos we want to put on display. And we don't want it to look not curated, not put together. So what I want you to do is go back through your camera roll, go back through your parents' photos from when you were little, and there are actually a few things we're gonna look for. One, look for different photos that kind of have an artful feel to them, that were just captured candidly in the moment. It could be a tree, it could be a flower, it could be anything that really strikes your eye, and maybe you caught your friend laughing hysterically one time at a party who you still really love. What we're gonna do is we are going to take this photo. You could either put it in black and white or just leave it natural with the natural lighting, but don't make it look Instagram-y. Don't saturate it. And then we're gonna send that into a service to blow up and enlarge. Now you're gonna need the photo to be pretty good quality for it to fit on the canvas, so definitely think about that. You can actually send in older photos or photos from your camera roll to services, and they're gonna blow it up and then you can frame it. That last option is not all that cheap, but definitely keep in mind that this could still be an affordable option compared to going out and buying something at the Crate and Barrel. And now it's personalized to you. So I'll give an example from my own life. My mom used to sing and tour the Southeast in the 1980s, and she was a true 1980s queen, amazing teased hair, amazing singing voice, touring with the band. And there are so many great pictures from that time that I just really think speak to the essence of who my mom is and how I really love to think about her, just in her freest spirit. And so having that one iteration of her life framed up in a big picture, I think would be gorgeous. So I haven't done it quite yet, but that's just an example from my own life of what kind of photo I would like to use as big art. All right, so that covers art, how you can personalize your space by personalizing your art, and also bonus, in a budget-friendly way. I love that. I smile every time I say it. All right, and then the second way you can personalize your space is by thinking about quirky little things that you and your family, you and your friends have in common that you can bring in physically into your space. So this is a really small example, but I found this lobster sheet, and it's kind of out there, but growing up, my husband really wanted to be a lobster man living out of Maine, working with lobster. That was his dream for his childhood. So, I'm probably still deciding, but I think that having the lobster sheets definitely make a home feel personalized to that memory. And so, yeah, I want you to dig back. Maybe you have an incredible trip you took with your friends or family, your partner, and you want to figure out a way to commemorate that in your home. You could type in, a special little thing you saw out and about. Maybe you're inspired by the ocean. You could incorporate blues in your home. So definitely check out, use the process of choosing a beautiful memory from your past that makes you happy, figuring out what that is visually. Maybe it's a mountain range. Maybe it's a trip you went on, and finding out different ways to incorporate that. So the lobster sheets is one example, but this is endless. All right, and the third thing is I'm going to give you some tips on things to avoid when you're personalizing your space. And this is key. So, for example, part of this process is determining the things you love, the things that bring you joy. And I want to encourage you to stay away from cliches in decor. That's the only best way I can think to say it. So if you love the beach, let's think about ways of incorporating little blues and grays and calming things about the ocean. And if you love the smell of the ocean, how to incorporate that feeling rather than going out and buying lighthouse art or seashell art or having shells in your home. And this is what takes you from kind of that novice level of decor to expert level decor. Boom. We are looking for ways of not making the decor choices too concrete. We want to invoke a feeling, but we don't need to go out and get a seashell or a vase of sand to evoke the ocean. So in this example, what you're going to do is you're going to actually create a feel by creating a color scheme that represents the beach, or by creating different smells like infusers and things like that that make you feel like you're at the beach. without going so literal with the motif. So if you went on an amazing safari one time, I don't encourage you to go get a bunch of pictures of elephants and giraffes. We're gonna take a step back from that, and it's like, if this was a really meaningful experience for you, let's think about it in terms of the color scheme, the textures, the things we're gonna bring in. So I hope that makes sense, and if you have any questions about that, please put it in the comments. So that wraps us up for how to bring in personalized touches to your home and how I would create my personalized like little algorithm. I think what's beautiful about this approach is you're looking deeply at what you need to do. You're looking deeply with. I think what's beautiful about this approach is looking deeply within at what makes me happy in a space and curating your home to represent those experiences. Putting those beautiful books on display that mean something to you, finding out something about your heritage and displaying it in your home. That's what makes a home beautiful and feel lived in. So let's definitely include these tips when we're designing our homes. What did I miss? Let me know. You know where to find me at rachaelinteriors on Instagram, and my website linked on the YouTube channel is rachaelinteriors.com, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Costume change. I came back interjecting this video from the future with one other tip for how to personalize your home just for you. So what I would do is I would actually do some research if you don't know already about your family heritage. I'm a Northern European cocktail, if you will. I got some England, Scandinavian, there's a lot going on, but I don't necessarily have a lot of touch or roots with my heritage. And so even if you don't, you can kind of do some history into your family. Maybe your heritage is extremely important to you, and start researching design styles or design touches from history that are part of your heritage. And I would venture to say that everyone's culture and heritage has also touched interior design and interacted with interior design in some way. So look for those items that come from your heritage that are going to fit in with your design style. And I swear they exist. So for example, even though I'm 30% English in my Northern European muttdom, I'm not crazy about, all English items. However, I could definitely start incorporating some little florals here and there, some stripes that are pulled from English design. Now for your heritage, definitely take this to the max if you'd like. Put in some keywords that you know about your family into Google Images or Pinterest and see what comes up. Let me know how your search goes and what you find out about your heritage that you'd like to incorporate in your home.